my own behalf, on behalf of the party and the government, I apologize to all of you for us not getting the things right that we should have gotten. We didn't get anything right. I believe that if by the grace of God we have another opportunity, I believe that we will get many things right because we've learned the lessons of where we are going. There's a recommendation that the delegate system as it exists should be changed. We should have an expansion of the delegate system to reduce capture by individuals who are running for office. Because you see on the day of the election, as I said, when you send polling executives to houses, they'll say, someone amuji fridge in the TV, no, among kotuaba, you collected the TV and the fridge, go and, so there's a complete disconnect between the executives who are polling station executives, the 5 people, and the rest of the community. And so we are going to expand it at the polling station level, at the constituency level, include former executives to come on board, MMDCs, and so on, so that we can have a broader representation. So you're going to see at least a doubling of the electoral college as we know it today. So there's a recommendation to look at one man, one vote as one option and to look at a limited expansion. And they are going to come back to us. But everybody, I think the general sense is that we should move towards one man, one vote. If we have the infrastructure to do it, let's do it. But if we don't have the infrastructure, let's have an interim limited expansion whilst we put together the infrastructure to have a one man, one vote system in the foreseeable future. So that is where there is also a sense that we elected our presidential candidate a bit late in the day. We elected our presidential candidate in November. By that time, Mahama had already toured the country. He was already on the ground. He had been elected much earlier by the NDC, so he had an advantage. And we had spent almost 3 years in internal elections, and that divides the party. There was no time for reconciliation. I had to hurry up so quickly to get into the field to begin the campaign because Mahama was already ahead of the game. So reconciling people at all levels of the constituency was difficult. We didn't have enough time to do that. So there were a lot of problems within constituencies and all resulting from elections. So the idea, the proposal that we're working on is that by January latest, all the elections from polling station to flag bearer should be completed so that we have 3 years to work towards the 2028 election. And we have enough time to also do reconciliation within the party so that we bring everybody on board. There's also a recommendation to grant amnesty to people who have been suspended for one reason or the other, because we need unity. We need unity in the party. And so there have been people who have had various infractions for which they have been suspended, but they have following. They have kids, they have, relatives and all of that. And we need to try to unite and settle those matters at the same time. So the idea is to introduce an amnesty for people who have been suspended, and then we'll bring them in on board. There's also a recommendation in the report that one of the problems we had is that we did not focus on a lot of infrastructure development in our strongholds. That was a big problem that annoyed many of the people in our strongholds. They could see major projects taking place in other regions which even don't generally vote for us. So they didn't see why they should break their backs to go out and vote for us when there are major pieces of roads and other infrastructure that they wanted, we didn't do. And I think that is a big lesson for all of us in terms of making sure we satisfy what we've done. We're also being told in the report that we didn't pay enough attention to the district assembly elections. That is really the foundation on the ground. And one of the problems in the district assembly elections is that the NDC is always able to rally around one candidate. For the NPP, you usually have 3 or 4 candidates, none of whom is prepared to step down. So we divide our votes at the district level, and the NDC always comes through to win. That unity is very, very important. It was also mentioned that the utterances of NPP senior people is something we should be very careful about, because these utterances are then used by the NDC against us. And you see in the 2024 campaign, the last 3 weeks of the campaign, they just kept playing videos of our own people, basically denigrating us across. And so, let us be conscious of the fact that elections are just a battle of ideas. It's not about insulting people. Just tell us what it is you want to do, what ideas you are bringing on board, and let us keep it civil. No need, because some people, when you insult them, they will take it to the grave. They will never forgive you. That's just the nature of some people. So even trying to reconcile after that becomes difficult. So it's very, very important that we just battle on ideas and not on personalities. And so we should really be guarded in our utterances. There's no doubt, as Chairman Bernard also said, that we didn't get everything right. NPP did a lot of work, there's no doubt about it, but we did not get everything right. We got quite a few things wrong. And I think that on my own behalf, on behalf of the party and the government, I apologize to all of you for us not getting the things right that we should have gotten. We didn't get anything right. I believe that if by the grace of God we have another opportunity, I believe that we will get many things right because we've learned the lessons of where we are going. I am very, very optimistic about 2028. I look at the way forward and I'm quite optimistic. I believe that 2028 NPP is going to come back into government. I believe so. I believe so. There are a few reasons why I'm so convinced about this. Firstly, if you look at our political history suggests that it is usually very difficult for a first-time presidential candidate to win an election in Ghana. I don't know why that is, but Ghanaians want you to come more than once. That seems to be what is prevailing on the scheme of things. So if you look back, you see Akuffo, he came 96, he had to come back in 2000. President Mills, 2000, 2004, then he won in 2008. Then President Mahama came. His first election, Mahama's one was an aberration because 2012, we were going for an election against Mills. So all our ammunition and our battle plans was against Mills, right? And so we did everything we could. Unfortunately, may his soul rest in peace, he passed away. And then it was Mahama who was sworn in and then became the candidate. Now, for the rest of the campaign, NDC was playing funeral songs. I'm sure many of you saw it. They had angels on the TV. They were playing morning songs. How could you even attack them? You'll be seen as insensitive. They mourned all the way to victory. They mourned all the way to victory. And we were just sitting there. Even then, as I said, 2012, he won, but we disputed it. But he was the one who won at his first attempt. But Ghanaians gave him the boot in 2016. And then he came back again, in 2020. He didn't win. And then 2024. When you look at it, who would have thought that Mahama will come back again and be president of Ghana? Nobody would have thought that, but that is exactly what happened. His fourth go at it, 2012, 2016, 2020, 2024. He won in 2024 like he did in 2012. So Nana Akufo-Addo also went 3 times before he won. Mills went 3 times before he won. So there is a sense that in 2028, NDC is going to bring a candidate for the first time. A new candidate, isn't it? They've run out of choices now of Mahama. Mahama has been their perennial candidate over the last few elections. Now they will have to bring a new candidate. I believe we will have an advantage, all things being equal, over that new candidate coming in 2028. I believe we will have a very big advantage. The second set of reasons that I believe we are going to win is because NDC is actually in government. Why do I say so? In opposition, they made so many promises and told a lot of stories about what they were going to do. And they've now come into government. It's not easy to do propaganda when you are in government. It's very easy to do propaganda in opposition. So they told so many lies in opposition. They said that when they come, they will bring down the cost of kinky and the cost of living. I don't know, have you noticed the reduction in kinky prices in Ghana? No. Prices are rather going up, whether you are looking at cement or other things. They are not coming down. So I think that, and this is only 4 months or 5 months, you will see that this lie that they told about reducing the cost of living will be more and more exposed as we go forward. They also lied to cocoa farmers that they are going to increase the price of a bag of cocoa from 3,100 to 7,000. The cocoa farmers were very excited and voted for them. But today, they are saying that they had wrong information. So they are not going to increase the cocoa price. So again, cocoa farmers are not happy with what is going on. They said that when they come, Galamsey will be stopped. Now they've come and Galamsey is rather increasing. It isn't stopping. The illegal mining is going on. And so our water bodies are even getting more destroyed. The environment is getting more destroyed. They told teachers that once they get into office, the teacher licensure exams that the teachers have to write will be abolished. The teachers were very excited and they voted for them. Today they are telling them that they won't touch the licensure exam again. They were now going to abolish it. So teachers are not very happy. The double track system was another that they said they will be able to end within the first year. Today they are saying that they cannot touch it until 2027. So they are really getting exposed. Then they told us they would bring in a 24-hour economy. This is their flagship promise, their flagship policy, 24-hour economy. Of course, we all knew it was a joke, but they really had big billboards, trying to convince Ghanaians that for every job they were going to have 3 people doing that job, and they'll create so much employment. Today, it's completely missing in their policy. They are not even talking about it. It didn't appear in their budget. And in any case, how can you have a 24-hour economy with Dumso at the same time? I mean, you can't. So Dumso has taken over, and we warned Ghanaians that Dumso and NDC work together, and that was going to happen. Ghanaians didn't listen, but we basically have been proven right. Dumso is pretty bad, and it's likely to get worse from what we can see. So I think that the NDC in government is being exposed in just 5 months. And by the time they hit 4 years, I think you will see a big clamor for the NPP to come back into office. I think you will see that. Also, when you look at Ghana, people usually after 8 years, get tired of governments. This is why we wanted to break the 8. But that didn't happen. You remember that when Akuffo left office, he wasn't a very popular president at the time he was leaving office. Don't you remember? Yeah. But today, President Akuffo is one of the most popular presidents that has come in the history of our country. He's very popular today because people have had a chance to reflect over his accomplishments, and he did some marvelous work. That is the same way I believe that once people sit down and reflect over the next 4 years, and especially contrast with what NDC is doing, people will appreciate the work the Nana Akufo-Addo government also did for Ghana. People will appreciate it. And I believe that posterity will be kind to Nana Akufo-Addo and the government of the NPP. I believe posterity will be kind to him. So these are the reasons I believe that we have a good shot at the 2028 election. I believe that we are in a very good position to win this election, and we should be very, very enthusiastic. I want to count on all of your support. YEF has been a backbone for this party, and I want you to continue to be a backbone for this party. We are the New Patriotic Party. The elephant is our winning symbol, and we shall win to save Ghana. Thank you very much. God bless you.